We want things really fast as possible. Remember when Amazon finally did 2-day shipping, how phenomenal it was? You can get your things in 2 business days or less. But now we want things as fast as possible, within an hour. 1 hour is no longer enough. We need things in 15 minutes. And Instacart has joined with many other companies trying to get things to consumers as fast as possible. Instacart has taken such a beating on the low pay wage, the lack of support, the rating system sucks, but they're deciding to go even faster with 15-minute delivery times. Instacart was pushing just a few months ago 30-minute delivery in certain places. Now they're trying to go to 15 minutes. Is this a good idea for Instacart? We're going to talk about it with a few articles that came out talking about this situation. But first, please hit subscribe on this channel. We're getting more and more people joining every single day. Thank you for taking time to subscribe, and I appreciate all of your support. Now, let's get this work. Article 9to5mac.com. An Instacart 15-minute delivery service is planned to launch next year in a significant advance on the company's current 2-hour delivery time, with a 30-minute service available in some cities. Information reports Instacart is planning to launch a pilot program to provide delivery for groceries or convenience items in 15 minutes or less to U.S. customers, said 2 people with direct knowledge of the plan. As a part of the proposed program, Instacart will pay a company that manages couriers to quickly deliver goods from the same grocery stores whose merchandise Instacart already offers to the existing customers, most of whom currently receive their orders within 2 hours or less. Instacart recently asked several logistic companies to submit proposals for the ultra-fast delivery program, which plans to launch an early version of the service in a U.S. city as early as February, the people said. If it did so, Instacart would thrust itself in the competition of ultra-fast grocery delivery startups, including Joker, Getter, and Gorillas. Instacart is looking to offshore this service to a company that can handle it. I'm very interested in knowing how that is even going to go. And the idea of ultra fast delivery. I know for many people who watch this channel, you may not be living in a major city. To my understanding, at least logistically, it would make sense to me that this service will not necessarily be available everywhere. It'll be available in places like where I live in New York City and very densely populated areas. So that's why a lot of these companies are still trying to take a hold of really populated areas like New York City and LA and what have you. And there's so many companies fighting, a lot of competition right now. There's Gorillas, there's No Fridge No More or something like that. There's Go Puff. There's all types of places that are trying to get stuff delivered as fast as humanly possible. Let's go more into the article about why even Instacart is doing this, because a lot of these companies are losing money. What's notable about all these instant delivery companies at the present is that they are losing money, sometimes huge sums of money. New York-based Joker, for example, lost $13.6 million on just $1.7 million worth of sales. Placed a $10 order and it cost the company $80 to supply and deliver it. That's partly because this is a business that only works at huge scale. You need warehouses, known as dark stores, in every neighborhood and enough customers to sustain them all. But the second factor is the massive competition area, which means the only way that you can attract customers is by offering expensive incentives. What makes matters worse is that this is a commodity service. They all offer the same service of 10 to 20 minute delivery at a local convenience store prices or better. There is zero reason for a customer to be loyal to any one company. People will just go to which one happens to be offering the best prices or promotions at the time, which is a fantastic point. DoorDash or Grubhub, Uber Eats, no one really cares about it unless you start signing on with their Dash Pass or with Uber One. That's the only way people are going to be loyal. I'm wondering why Instacart thinks that they can even jump in and do anything when all these other companies are doing the same thing and not making any money. I still do not understand it, but hey, listen, I just make videos. I am not a CEO. I don't know how it works, but this is what Instacart is trying to do. Instacart might have the advantage of name recognition with lower marketing costs, but it also appears to be a more expensive model. There's a lot of details of this plan that we do not have. Obviously, it seemed like it was a bit of a leak. What company Instacart is going to enlist or work with that's going to offer these kind of services? And will they be gig workers or employees? So the only thing I can think of in terms of getting this ultra fast delivery service to make sense is that they're not using gig workers. They're not using independent contractors. They can't use people that are going to decline orders. They need people who are just W-2 sitting there waiting for orders to be done, waiting for all the goods to be put together, and they get on their scooter or their bike and they go. So I don't know if there's anything necessarily that's going to help Instacart shoppers. Now, there's another article I want to put up. It's more of an opinion piece, but I want to share with you guys from Gizmodo what the hell Instacart is trying to do with their 15-minute delivery service. Let's check it out right here. Instacart's 15-minute delivery plan is insidious and no one needs it. Instacart historically hasn't done enough to protect its workers. So what makes a company think they can hold them to even more vigorous delivery standards? This article, I'm gonna put both links in the description box below, but this article is more on the idea that should we even be bothering trying to get 15-minute deliveries when Instacart has a history of not paying shoppers well as the wage has gone lower and lower. I'm gonna read a little bit of the article. So this is more of the opinion part. Let's just read this real quick. Before we continue, a personality quiz. When you dine out at Burger King, do you A, feel generally okay with making small personal adjustments to your order? Or do you B, just order your burger as is, accepting that it's not the kind of place where you can get picky about things? If you walk into a crowded Starbucks during the morning rush, do you A, order the ultra complicated drink you saw an influencer talk about on TikTok? Or B, opt for something simpler out of the fear of inconveniencing an overworked barista? If you order something you don't love at a restaurant, do you A, send it back to the kitchen? Or B, take the L because the waiter is busy, vow to order something completely different next time? At the end of the day, you're either the type of person who's willing to sacrifice a little comfort in order to hopefully minimize the suffering of the people cooking, delivering, and selling your food, or you're the kind of person who has more of a me first attitude about things. The latter isn't morally wrong per se, but the story is complicated. Just as we've become so divorced from the reality of our food systems, never pausing to wonder how a cherry tomato is made its way from a farm out in California to our salad plates, we've become increasingly far removed from the labor it takes to ferry it there. Our convenience always had a cost, whether the person bearing the brunt of the burden is a farmer, waiter, or Instacart gig worker who's suddenly tasked with rushing your pancake mix to your doorstep inside the ever shrinking delivery window. So this goes more to the idea that Instacart has been trashed in the last couple of weeks of being absolutely not worth doing unless you live in an area where you're getting tipped correctly. With those points made in this article about the idea that as a customer, should you care about what's going on with the labor situation with Instacart when you order your groceries, or do you care about the labor situation with DoorDash, what's going on with the drivers? Your average customer does not care. They just want to get their things. They've been advertised, they've been basically told by these companies, no problem, order what you want, we're going to get it as fast as you can. Please tip if you can. They're not saying you have to tip. They're not saying you should tip. They're just saying, hey, tip if you can, but you can get this order as fast as possible. They're not telling their customers everything. And let's be honest, most customers do not care. They do not care. And they're going to tip what they think they should tip. And a lot of it is going to be really low to no tip. What is going to happen with Instacart? Do you think this is a good idea by Instacart by doing this? Do you think Instacart is still sliding and having a slow death? Are we just going too far with 15-minute deliveries, knowing that it's costing a lot of money? Do you think it's worth the idea to try to be as fast as possible? Put in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.